the Blu Mantic. Is that from romantic?
I would believe so. Blue means the reflection of someone or something. Because if you look at the sky and you look at the water, you can't really say totally which one is reflecting which. My family and everyone's from Texas. Yeah. And then I moved to New York. In the South, you get church, football, and family.
Church, football, family.
Yeah.
It's like in Poland, Bukonorojczyzna. You're a rapper?
Nah, I'm an MC.
You're an MC?
Yeah, see, now I'm teaching you culture. Some MCs can be rappers. Rappers, most times, aren't MCs. Polish nightlife it's not nightlife. It's not nightlife, bro. It's routine. Those people want to feel like celebrities, bro. They want to feel awesome. They want to feel great. And they dress it. They go to the places that look great. But the music is not the quality that is deserved for people who want to spend money.
That's the first thing. But second thing is we just go out and get hammered.
Boom. Thank you.
You're tuned in to
Pestka Shoots.
So, starting off, Blu, my man. And before we start, I just want to say big thanks to Cyfrowe Rent, who rented all this cool equipment for me and is supporting this episode.
Very cool.
So, thanks, guys. Blu, my man. Blu, I already know it's your nickname.
Mm-hmm.
What is
the Blu Mantic is the full.
Blu Mantic.
Yeah, the Blu Mantic.
Is that from romantic?
Actually, I would believe so because it's Latin and it means fulfilling a prophecy. And if you think about love, most times to be romantic, I mean, you're fulfilling your destiny, right? To fall in love.
All right. All right.
I don't know. I'm assuming.
Well, that's a very wishful thinking as well, right?
Yeah.
It's good. Positive thinking, I guess.
It's a strong name, though.
Blu Mantic.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So how that came about?
Well, in New York City, after I moved from Texas, my first
So you're from Texas originally?
My family and everyone's from Texas. Yeah.
All right.
Killeen Fort Hood. And then I moved to New York when I was 18, out of high school, straight out of high school. Had maybe one distant family member in New York City, bro. And when I went up there for college, which was acting school, I was around a lot of other artistic people, of course. This is something I realized from going athletic in high school to theater and stage. You get different nicknames in all ways.
Of course.
You meet people from
of course
different countries. That was also very cool for me to be in New York because I started to hear different languages and see people from different places that I was never able to absorb in high school. Now, blue means the reflection of someone or something. Because if you look at the sky and you look at the water, you can't really say totally which one is reflecting which.
Dude, but like, I mean, are you fucking telling me that your nickname being Blu Mantic or the Blu Mantic, blue is a reflection of the something,
yes,
and so on, and then the Mantic being
is me. So it's you and me, and then me. So it's like for me, names are what they.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like that's your nickname.
Yeah,
that came about. Fucking how? Because nicknames
naturally,
come from,
I can't even.
They come from like like silly situations. Like, yeah, because you're a fatso, then you're called slim,
I
right?
got you.
Or whatever. But like that this is like uber deep and fucking elaborate, right?
But that's what I'm saying. I paid attention to all. Okay, I'll start from the beginning of my nickname. So my first nickname from my real name was Lil Juan. Because I'm named after my father. I'm the second.
One.
Lil Juan. Because I'm named after my father and I'm the second. Not a junior, the second. And then it was Bubba. My little brothers and sisters, all of them call me Bubba.
That's cool.
It's a country name, bro.
It's a very oh, for fuck's sake. What's the southern state?
Texas? Alabama? No. Which one?
No.
Mississippi? Which one?
No, fuck. It's
South Carolina?
No.
South.
Jesus. Where?
Wait, you mean a state?
A state and the city
really of the
more.
State. Oh.
But it's like it's where they have it's like I forgot like
you forgot
all the
describe
words.
It.
But It's the city that has French influence.
New Orleans.
New Orleans.
Yeah, so Texas is right close to
Yeah,
Louisiana.
I know that. Yeah, it's south. But what state is New Orleans in?
Louisiana.
Louisiana. There you go. So it's very Louisiana kind of nickname, no?
That's cool.
Like Bubba. That's what I don't know. It's just a relation I kind of made in my head.
Well, I think Bubba also comes from, there's a term, I believe, in African, boba or bubu or something like this. Starts with a B, but it means like father figure, brother, older.
Oh, really?
Yeah, something like this in a tribe. I believe that from what I remember.
All right.
Yeah.
I think in Polish, bubu, you would refer to a baby.
Really?
Ish.
Interesting.
Kinda. Yeah. Which is crazy because it's kind of polar opposites, right?
Yeah, it's actually totally opposite.
It's kind of even more cool, right? But anyway, yeah, let's go back to your nickname. Then you had the Bubba.
Yeah, and then in high school, they called me Matuzi.
Matuzi.
Yeah, so you said nicknames come from funny situations, right?
All right.
I was playing football, and one of the coaches, who had a real country accent, he read my name, but someone who wrote my name on the piece of paper, and I've grown up with this my entire life. Not entire, but most of it in school. He mispronounced it, and it sounded French, and someone was like, Matuzi.
All right.
It's Matuan, not Matuzi.
Matuan.
Yes, it's Matuan.
So that's from French.
No, Matuan is Zulu.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
So your roots are in Zulu.
I don't know, bro. As an American indigenous person, I relate more to the Americas than Africa. But of course, if you look at history, there's a mix, man.
Yeah, of course. I know that.
There's a huge mix, right?
But what I'm asking is, like, I thought there's like something.
The name is, I don't know if it's me.
Okay.
I don't know. I'll find it one day, maybe, for sure. But obviously, having that name gives you a certain connection, right?
Yeah.
I mean, in Polish, my name is Matusz. That's what I was told. My homie's like, your name is Matusz. And I was like, really? He's like, yeah. And I was like, okay. That's my Polish name.
Mateusz.
And in Spanish, it was, what did they call me? No, they didn't call
Mateo,
me.
no? Or?
Nah. It would, of course, usually be Blue in other languages. But, so high school, right? Matuzi, that came from that situation. And then the next one was Yoshi, because I had a haircut that was like a dinosaur, and I had a mohawk that had colors on this. I was really interesting in school, bro. I had style.
Oh yeah, because now you're boring as fuck. Like.
I'm very fucking boring, bro. I don't even do anything special no more.
Yeah, definitely. You look really boring. Like
I went to soccer tryouts, and that was the first time I played soccer, because Texas is a football state, American football.
Yeah,
but I was bored. I mean, I hate to say it, but I played the sport. I wasn't good enough at it to feel like, oh, I want to do this for the rest of my life. Nah. So I wanted to try something new. And I played soccer. I was a keeper.
No way.
And they called me Yoshi because I was like, boing. And I had that, the mohawk. And that was something that was really cool. All right.
But soccer, not football.
No, not soccer, bro. Yeah, I played soccer.
All right. Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
I mean, it was fun for the time I had to enjoy it.
America's pretty shit at soccer, though.
Yeah, we're not supposed to be good at it. We're so good at other things.
Well, true that. But Poland's shit at it too, though. So
really?
Fine. Is it?
I mean, you guys got Lewandowski, bro. I mean, we had David Beckham as American soccer idols. We had David Beckham. I don't know anybody else.
How the fuck is he like even related to America?
David Beckham?
He's UK.
Swear.
Yeah.
Really? Oh, he only played for us then. I guess he only played for us. I believe so.
I don't think so.
I'm tripping, man. I'm telling you. His name was more popular in the States than anybody else. There was another gentleman who played soccer for Brazil, and he had the locks, and he was able to, it was, I don't remember his name.
Ronaldo.
Ronaldinho. Yes, I think it was him. He played for Brazil. That's all I remember.
Yeah.
So we weren't interested in that because we have like so much entertainment with athletes in basketball and football.
Well, I mean, that's something that you do really well. I'm referring to America, that you do some really well. I mean, like basketball game is fucking brilliant.
Yep.
It's great fun.
It's a culture, bro. You have to see that.
Yeah, and like whenever I went, I always got the nosebleeds, and that was the best. I wouldn't fucking want to be at the floor.
Nah.
Like seriously.
Yeah.
Because that was like for me culturally and like exotic wise.
Yeah.
It was the most interesting because that's where all the Mexicans sat. It's all the people who came there for the game.
Yeah.
Even they couldn't necessarily, show off.
Yeah.
But they wanted to be there. That was the fucking best. And that's how I think I experienced the culture much more and kind of understood it, you know? Well, there's so many layers.
But think about it, I've noticed while the World Cup was on TV and everywhere,
yeah,
I see how Europeans, because I'm over here as an American, are highly interested in every game or any game that their country plays. In the States, we're same with the city that our team plays for or the college that is close to us. So when these things happen, not only do people go out, but they commune together for this specific purpose.
Yeah.
So it's in the culture. You know what I mean? And in the South, you get church, football, and family.
Church, football, family.
Yeah.
It's like in Poland, Bóg, honor, ojczyzna. You know what that means?
No.
Listen, I'm going to butcher the history right now.
Okay. It's okay.
But hopefully all the nationalist fanatics are not going to be able to understand it, which is fine.
They should love you for teaching me anyway.
Bóg is God.
Bóg.
Honor is honor.
Honor, got it. Bóg.
And ojczyzna is the homeland.
Understand.
Bóg, honor, ojczyzna.
Understand.
And I believe it's still on like military medals and shit like that.
Really?
Bóg, honor,
That's
ojczyzna.
beautiful. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, see, the difference again is we're going back to the connection of the States and Europe, or let's just say specifically where I'm from in Poland. You're saying God, honor, and your country, your homeland. Yeah. Well, as hard to say it this way, but the truth is, as an American, not all of us really genuinely connect to that land as much as people think we do. The only thing that really connects us is culture and communities and other ideologies and really just the way you grow up and who you're growing up around.
Yeah.
We're very divided as Americans and people don't really understand that.
You are.
We really are.
And you're so different state to state.
Exactly. You see what I mean? So to hear those three words together is wonderful, understanding someone from a different part of the world. Poland is small enough to fit in Texas. Texas is that big, bro.
Well, Jesus, I mean, listen.
And that's a state.
The whole country, like America, is the size of Europe, bro.
Yeah. What? It's the size of Europe?
Or maybe bigger.
Yeah, it's way bigger. Europe is the smallest continent, I believe.
There you go. I mean,
so we have so much.
But at the same time, as I was saying before, when I when I went to America a lot, I've been to a good few places because I went to Louisiana, I went to South Carolina, I went to Atlanta. Where's Atlanta?
Atlanta's in the South, Georgia. The state is Georgia.
Yeah. Obviously Cali, a couple places, then New York and that kind of stuff. So I have kind of.
Did you see how different Cali was from New York?
Oh, Jesus.
And did you see how different Atlanta was from New York? So this is what I'm saying. If you stay in these places.
And then, what was the city?
New Orleans.
New Orleans.
Yeah.
Man, that's like, it's like kind of fucked up France.
It is. It is.
And it's crazy. Like, what's the French Quarter?
Mm-hmm.
You know, the street that what's that? Oh, Jesus. It's,
you think in history?
No, it's this thing where chicks are showing tits for fucking beads.
Oh, Mardi Gras.
Mardi Gras.
Which is Fat Tuesday.
It's
the same. Yeah, but in Poland you have Fat Thursday. But it's the same based on the religion.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
From what I remember, it's Catholic. That's why.
I didn't know that.
Be free and do all the nastiest things you can before you do Ash Tuesday or whatever.
Well, and obviously Americans went for it.
Of course. Who doesn't want to see breasts, bro?
Well, Jesus, I mean, like,
and have fun. I mean, of course, but
listen, I've been there a couple times, and I've seen girls showing their tits without Mardi Gras.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's most likely happens. That's
like
true.
That street, whatever that street is, I can't remember, but the French Quarter, the main street, is like, you've been?
Nope.
No, it's like fucking crazy. Like it's on steroids, like tourism on steroids, like.
And that's why I left New York. Because New York is the same thing. It's out of all the cities I've ever experienced, besides Amsterdam. What I noticed is there's always a center, right? It's the structure or system of most major cities internationally. Yeah. And when you're in the center or the city area, what you experience is more or less designed for tourism. You want people to come to the city. So then the culture of the actual city starts to kind of lose its truth, or it starts to get diluted with people who just want to scam or make money off of people who don't know. And it's really strange, but it's also interesting because those are like portals. They're like tunnels of information from people from outside to people who are here. And it just flows through every major city, but they're all very similar. You walk down Hollywood Boulevard, there's people who are dancing. There's people who are dressed up to get pictures. There's people who are...
Hollywood Boulevard is bullshit, though.
I know, of course it is. Of course it is, but it's an experience. That's the thing I'm saying about the States. It's an experience. And Warsaw is not there yet. You go to Old Town?
I don't think I don't think it will get there.
It will, bro.
Really?
No, sorry. I know what you mean. It won't get to what we're talking about. It won't get there.
No,
it won't. It won't.
I mean, of course, it will get more touristy and all that kind of shit.
Yeah.
You've been to Krakow?
Yes, of course.
Like right now, after the pandemic, it's very different. But before, it was major touristy city in Poland.
Mm-hmm.
And there was even a TV show, I remember. I don't know if it was Polish or actually UK TV. It could be actually UK TV, where English lads were coming over to Krakow to get hammered, like absolutely wasted. That was reality TV. It's absolute bullshit as well.
Sounds like it.
But anyway, it kind of was getting that way. It was kind of getting messy.
I can see
because of it, and everything in the town square was all focused on the tourist, like 100%.
But Poland's also the only country let's say the cities in Poland are the only cities I've ever experienced that have a genuine shutdown time. Like there's a genuine shutdown time. If you don't find an after party, or if you don't have an after party at your house, there is nothing happening, bro.
Yeah.
You can go sit in a kebab line and maybe talk to some people, but there is nothing happening.
Yeah.
It's closed. 4 a.m.
Is it good or bad?
Honestly, I believe, because this is...
4 a.m., unless you go to rave or something.
I've been in the entertainment business for, let's say, since I was 21, 22, bro. Like, professionally, though, working in the nightlife.
Like as making money off it, basically.
Yes. It's been 7-8 years, right? And
so ever since you were here?
Yeah, but no, actually started in New York, and then I continued it into Europe and Poland and Warsaw. Yeah. But what I mean is, genuinely, I believe that is healthy, because people don't know when to stop. So it's also toxic that this is the first country I've ever experienced with 24-hour alcohol. We don't have this in the States. And we don't drink until we're 21. So we have a distance from the nightlife so much more than Europe does. And Europe's nightlife is so much more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like,
you've been to Spain?
Not yet.
Dude, I mean, Spain is fucking crazy when it comes to that.
I heard about Ibiza.
Yeah, well, Ibiza is like obvious, but it's very I've never been to Ibiza, but like it's meant to be very touristy and not really what it used to be in the 90s anymore anyway. So, it's more of an icon now kind of thing.
Yeah, I got you.
But Spain in general, they go for dinner 9, 10 at night.
I heard that.
Right?
Yeah.
Because they have siesta. So like they often in the day, they finish work late. So then they go for the dinner late as well. And the party doesn't really start until midnight or something.
That makes sense. But they continue the party though.
Oh yeah.
See?
They fucking keep going. And but like I don't think it's unhealthy. Like there is a moment where everything goes like that's it. Unless you're going to it.
Do they have 24-hour alcohol in Barcelona?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Really?
I don't think so. I'm not like.
But they don't have snow either.
They don't fucking have snow. That's one of the reasons to drink. It's one of the reasons to drink. But anyway, that's a great segue because you mentioned you've been in entertainment business.
Yeah.
And that's an interesting thing because I know that you do rap, right? Or music.
Yeah.
In general, whatever that means. But there's much more. There's like a lot of things.
Yeah.
And I know it's terrible that today we have to put some like everyone in the boxes and describe them very clearly.
But we're talking not only for ourselves, bro. What you're doing is it's wonderful because you're communicating with me so that we can talk about these boxes so other people understand.
That's cool, yeah.
So you're helping me translate it, you know?
Yeah,
this is what we're doing.
That's what I'm trying to even figure out for myself, because, you know, it's easier for people to polarize things, to put them in boxes, because then it's easier for them to understand and decide if they, like, it's absolutely logical.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not saying it's good or right, but I'm saying it's logical. So yeah, I mean, you're a rapper? No, you're not.
Nah, I'm an MC.
You're an MC.
Yeah, see, now I'm teaching culture. In the hip hop culture, what you have to understand is a rapper is usually someone, for example, that is doing it as a character or for only fame, attention, and money. But I mean, it's still a part of the culture, though. A rapper usually just says a lot of things that sounds really cool. But some MCs can be rappers. Rappers most times aren't MCs. You get the difference I mean? So an MC is a master of ceremony. It's a person who knows how to guide the individuals in any situation, not just musically, but experience-wise. So that's why MCs in the beginning of the culture were considered that instead of rappers, because they started the party. They talked with the DJs to the people, and that's why it came into rhyme if you on time. So then all you're doing is just hypnotizing the people with the words, and then later on, rapping actually became something interesting, because if you can create a persona, not an actual person, it's not just me anymore. I'm a persona. I'm acting. I'm pretending something that sells, and it gets people. Rapper. Most rappers do that, bro. I'm telling you, most rappers are genuinely doing something
that's crazy
that gets only for attention, and it's okay.
Such a
it's business, bro.
Yeah, I mean it's fine, and of course everyone has to make money, but it's such a divide.
Yeah,
I feel
in a way
between
the
words and how but like a divide in terms of how it's understood by you, which is probably the right way because it's more original. Yeah, like that. It didn't fucking stand in Poland or in fucking Wałbrzych. So yeah, I mean, obviously that's more likely true than anything else. But then also, what I was explained, because you see, I mean, I'm not really from the rap world whatsoever.
I understand.
I kind of do a lot of covers and that kind of shit. But it just happened since I stopped traveling.
Sing?
No. Oh. Covers as in album covers.
Okay. So you're a part of the culture still, bro. Because this is the thing.
Yeah, but I became part of it, not exactly being interested in the culture.
But it's art.
Yes.
Got you.
Very much. But I want to, and actually it's an advantage because I'm not a I never listened to hip hop before really. And it's an advantage because I'm thinking outside the box.
Yes, exactly.
If you know what I mean. But anyway, so what I was explained that rap stands for rhymes and poetry. Yeah,
that's a good one. It's an acronym, so that's a good one.
Right?
Just like M and C stands for Master of Ceremony.
Yeah. So I was just trying to figure out like why a rapper has to be a character, because what it seems to be.
Again, an MC can be a rapper because rapping is rhyme and poetry, right? Now, poetry, let's consider that the story part. And the rapping part is the skill.
It's rhythm and poetry.
Rhythm and poetry. Okay. Rhythm and poetry. So you're taking words like poems, which are stanzas and information, and you're putting it into a rhythm, a rhyme, to make it, if you understand music, it's so much more connected to the spiritual part of the body than just the mental and the emotional. The vibration of words and rhyme is very hypnotic, bro. That's why people love to hear songs that they know or grew up on when they feel that emotion to it, but it's repetitive.
Of course.
That's a hypnosis.
That's yes.
And that's what we used as a culture to help us to release a lot of trauma, to release a lot of things we were dealing with. That's what music was for indigenous and Black Americans and brown Americans, let's say. But all people in America culturally started to find a way to communicate through rhythm and poetry. We're telling our stories. We had the advantage to actually tell our stories in this way. And it became a successful opportunity for people who didn't have many opportunities. So it's like anyone who got good at playing soccer, anyone who got good at making shoes, anyone who got good at baking, anyone who got good at something specific, rhythm and poetry became one of those opportunities to communicate to people who understood you. Or teach. It's so many reasons.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I remember watching this Netflix, I think, series. Can't remember the name.
It was on Netflix, right?
To Get Down.
To Get Down. Yeah, see? There you go.
Seen it?
That's the original. That's the beginning of the actual hip hop culture.
Exactly. And I found it very interesting. Like, because, but at the same time, you know, like you live today and you watch 90s Love Parade and you think, oh, this is fucking cool.
Yeah.
You always think like, oh, that was so cool. I would love to live in those times. But, you know, it's like the grass is always greener on the other side, right?
I was just going to say that. It looks good, bro, but...
Yeah, there's always the downfalls. But yeah, I mean, it looked really cool. I mean, the Get Down itself was very fairy tale-y, like almost like the way it was shot. And
have you seen
done.
the Wu-Tang series on Hulu? There's another one that came out. Okay, well, have you seen Straight Outta Compton?
Oh, yeah, of course.
So again, you see that those opportunities of our stories as a people in America artistically had different avenues to actually be expressed. Eminem wasn't just a popular rapper and MC, but he ended up making a soundtrack and a song and then a movie. And you see, there's so many ways to translate what we create. And
but you don't think it's kind of trying to exhaust popularity?
So. Of course it is. But that's because if you look at it again, it's a business, bro.
Of course.
It's difficult. It's so much more difficult to create new things than it is to just take something people already like and resell it and repackage it in a different way. I've noticed that. I'm actually tired of seeing certain kind of movies because it's like, I've already seen that story.
Yeah, true.
Let's find something fresh. Let's find something new. Remember when Star Wars came out, bro? Imagine how people felt seeing something that like that and then seeing the story continue. That's dope. It came out of nowhere. That's just an example, I mean.
Yeah. Like
so when hip hop started, it did come out of nowhere. People didn't even know how to.
But it came from disco, right? Or jazz.
Okay. Hip hop is the product of, how I break this down. You have to understand also, bro, in hip hop, we sample and take pieces of everything sound wise, everything.
Right.
And make music with it. That is the beginning. We take other records, find the instrumental or the breaks, the spots in the song that were just chops. Those spots gave the MC an opportunity to do something else with his instrument. That's what's so interesting about rap music. It's everything into one. But then you get subgenres, of course. Subgenres are something that is related to a certain group of people under that one culture. So hip hop. But if you listen to emo hip hop, I mean, emo trap.
Emo hip hop.
Emo trap. Let's say emo trap.
Emo trap.
Emo trap is, ooh, bro, you got emo trap right now.
I know what emo is. I know what trap is, but like putting those
I don't like naming
together.
artists. That's the thing, because I don't know if they even put themselves in that box.
Yeah, well, it doesn't matter. But
it's sad. But then you also got gangster rap. You see what I mean? But then you got lyrical hip hop from New York and certain other places in the South. And then you have soul and like R&B.
Soul, is that really hip hop?
No, it's not. I mean, let's say R&B. R&B is the feminine version of hip hop. And that's what's actually lacking in Poland.
Well, it used to be.
From my opinion. No, it didn't used to be. It still is.
Do you know there was R&B duo?
Of course. The sisters.
Yes, the sisters.
I listened to that. It's wonderful.
Sisters.
Yes.
They were called.
Yes.
And one of them, I think, still making music. It's really good. Like she's
both
beautiful.
Both of them are.
Both of them are there. The great voices, like they have really good voice. Okay, so we broke down the hip hop.
Yeah.
So going back to my original kind of
the entertainment part
question, yeah.
Ooh, acting, bro. I went to school for acting. I graduated for acting. I was in commercials. I was in TV. I was trained. So if you're looking at people who go to school for something, right? Did you go to school for photography?
Yeah.
Okay, see, that's dope. Like you went to school for it, so you know it, not just in a technical way, but also through experience.
I did it after I was working as a photographer.
Okay.
So I was working first, and then I was like, oh, I need fucking college to get my head around it. Like,
that makes sense. I didn't take college route. I was what they call adidactos, a person who learns from everything through experience.
Adidatos? Atidatos?
Yeah. I think it's
What's
is
that?
it Latin?
It's Latin.
Man, I think it's Latin. Bro.
Like,
it's Latin.
They say that in America.
Nah, just vocabulary, certain levels of education. People don't understand everything. But if they look it up, they'll say, oh, okay, I know. I might have heard that before. That's what I mean. I know I don't really hear anybody say adidactos.
Okay.
But I looked it up one day to understand.
Okay.
You know, like I'm not just a writer. I also teach English because I'm learning the language at a higher level. If I'm going to teach it and communicate it at a higher level, it also brings other people's communication levels to a higher level.
You teach English?
Yeah, in Poland, yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, but only sometimes.
That's a good way.
Very, okay. No, that's not true. I teach English to everybody I meet because technically I'm practicing with you.
Of course. Well, I'm good.
You're awesome,
I hope anyway.
Nah, you're good.
But,
acting, dancing. I was also a choreographer off of Broadway. I was doing choreography since high school.
And that was all like having a fucking kid at the same time?
No, of course not. That was before I went to New York. New York,
Jesus Christ,
was when my son was born.
That's
but that
intense.
was after I finished college and I was working a job and I realized, okay, I don't want to do this the rest of my life. So I have one choice. Do I really go all the way to really follow my dreams, like they say, take that risk and quit my job and just go figure out what's next? Or do I sit here and stay comfortable in a place to make sure everyone that I love is safe and comfortable, but continue the same route without having the opportunity to go big or go home? And I looked at, most of the opportunities in our family that all of us talented or intelligent or gifted, whatever, they took those steps. But there's nobody really in my family that I saw leap. And I mean leap by just go all the way there, bro.
Just
go all the way there, bro. I don't count military because you travel to military, even though bless the troops. That's what we say in the States. My uncle's a military. I got family in military. So I appreciate what they did because that is one step. But football, basketball, all those things are still tiny steps. If I really wanted to show not just the value of believing in yourself that my mom, my grandmother, everyone taught me, but my son, bro, if he's going to look at me one day in a light that I didn't try, then I say in my recent album, sometimes, hold on, I forgot the verse. This is it, huh? The feeling, sensitive as a serpent when the skin is in is peeling. I'm trying to play my cards right, but I don't trust the one who's dealing. No matter what I take, can heal my heartache, no lie. The only time I don't want to see rain is when I hold my head back and cry. Really, I'm just terrified that all the work I've did just to pass down to my kids in the end won't mean shit. When really all they wanted was a house that wasn't haunted by the spirit of regret, letting them know I didn't quit. This is it. See what I mean? So these things, like for me, throughout this journey, bro, is just, can I lead by example? You can't tell people what to do. I learned that, bro. You can't tell people believe in yourself. You can't tell people you can do whatever you want to do, especially through love and believing that what you're doing is going to help and benefit the rest of the world, not just yourself. You can't tell people that. You can write a story. You can inspire them.
Yeah, I mean, listen, like you're either on some fucking opioids or Molly or something constantly, or you're just fucking inspiringly positive. I
don't know why.
Which is probably either like
it's both.
The second.
Is it? It's both right now. I'm on everything. I'm on everything.
I appreciate that, man. I respect that. But
don't do stuff
unless
it's really a reason.
Anyway, but something like a question that really keeps drilling my brain is, how come you're not a fucking like a star in Poland? And let me explain that, because from my point of view, you have everything like that's necessary. And sorry for being very frank, but I will. But listen, you're black in a white country, so you're exotic, right? Which is great for image and all that kind of shit. You're very colorful as a persona that you are. Just, I mean, your chains and all that kind of shit. Like it seems very organic and natural, which is great. Your dreadlocks and that kind of shit, you know? So the image is completely there.
Yeah.
You have, well, you're kind of old now. Well, not old. But
This motherfucker said I'm old now, bro. I've
Sorry.
been waiting. You just saying that because you have gray hairs and I don't. That's why you're saying that. That's why you're saying that. I understand.
Well, listen, there's 6 years of difference between us.
Yeah,
So
but the
I'm
beautiful
older.
thing is we're not old at all, bro. We're just getting started, fam.
True that.
The new 21 is 30s, bro. I'm telling you. And I'm telling you, time
Well,
looks like it's moving faster, but it's going backwards, in my opinion, man.
Close to 40 and 30 now, but
See,
which
but
is fine.
those are the peak times of a gentleman, bro. Come on. What do you mean? We just, you
I don't
me?
feel like peak time, man.
Okay. I
Well,
understand.
listen, the kids are killing me though. That's what it is. Anyway, but what I'm saying is that you seem like a perfect package because you also do rap, more music, I guess.
Yeah.
In general, which I think is fucking dope. Like I think it's really good because when I met you, I was like, yeah, I mean, like everyone's a fucking rapper. And then I looked it up and I listened to it, a lot of it actually.
Thank you.
Well, as in a lot of it, as in a lot of times. I like it. Like it's something I would listen to. Like it's very true school kind of stuff, but also with a meaning to it. Like there's something. I love the verse about the Balenciaga
Oh,
fat chicks
yeah.
wearing Balenciaga.
That she on the left side. The Duchess, can she have some pie? The princess, can she spare her thighs for a nigga who will never tell lies?
Balenciaga make ugly bitches feel hotter. Pump up her lips and when she sips, she probably feel nada. Ass fat, but don't clap when I hit it from the back. She say she love me for me and ain't nothing real in that. Yeah.
It's fucking brilliant. I mean, like, because for me, I mean, from my point, photography wise, this is something that's super interesting for me because it's the image that we are fucking following, and that's so not true and all that kind of shit, you know?
That's how I've been going on to continue while you're asking the simple questions. Several people who really genuinely see my potential, right? It's like looking at, let's say a star, let's say even a flower. There's a potential in something from this thing that grows and develops. I've noticed that when I came to Poland, the culture of hip hop was actually 10 years behind me.
Oh, yeah.
And I didn't know that at first. And when I found out, I would say it was really too late because when they invited me to Moldaviki, I didn't expect Polish people to be rapping over triplets. And triplets was the Migos and the new school kids who started to popularize during that era. When I transitioned from New York, I was still finding myself, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't saying I was a complete artist yet, but I was skilled enough to rap and add my emceeing to a band. Because even when I first came here, the third, fourth year, I've met a band of Polish gentlemen called the Harpagans. I don't know if you heard this album yet, but that was also when I first came here. So I was in between the hip hop rapping culture, the underground stuff, and then the new school era of people connecting with brands and having opportunities. Like I started to see that the hip hop culture became valuable to Poland. And as a
it became
media,
pop. Basically.
It became pop.
Yeah.
There we go. That's what I'm looking for. It became pop. It became pop. And still I'm dealing with the fact that I have an old school vibe. A band has always been my favorite part of the night because I can control the situation for people to experience something much more than you have a beat or
of course, because it's just playing.
There you go.
There's no actual connection. There's no like, I mean, it's like jazz, right?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Like live jazz. I mean,
exactly. Even my producer's Polish. Everyone musically that I've worked with since I came here that you see online, I believe right now is Polish, bro. So I have so much support from creating music with good people. It's just when it came to the star part, I might have stepped on my own toes several times because I'm stubborn and I don't listen to everyone. There was moments where people wanted to work with me or be around me, and I realized why. You don't want to be a token. You don't want to be the black guy. You don't want to be that American rapper. You don't want to be the thing that fits you in a place of disconnect more than it is connect. Because I considered, when I met the young Moldavilki, the rappers, I considered that more culture for me, because I'm learning about you through hip hop, just as you learned about me through hip hop. The cool difference, though, is they understand and feel, right? I had to learn. But then, because it's a different way to express the culture, there was a separation. This is my lifestyle, bro. I'm not Matawan when I go in the streets or meet people or go anywhere else. Everyone knows me as the Blu Mantic all the time.
Yeah.
This is not just something I do on stage. This is the way I am all the time. Some of those people in the industry here I met, they wanted to disconnect more and be the artist more than just that person. So they had that separation. I'm saying this because I met them at a place where it was like, oh, nice to meet you, bro. And Polish rappers that I remember majority of the time introduced themselves as their real name. They introduced to me when I meet them for the first time.
I understand, yeah.
And I'm like, bro, I know you as this. I don't know you as that. You know what I mean? So I saw that that was one tiny moment of also disconnect from how the culture is expressed. But also, you got to think, what kind of stories do you tell? What kind of experience are you having? What is your religious backgrounds? What is the way hip hop is expressed in certain countries differs from what is around you while growing up and what you feel. Polish hip hop was really influenced by New York sound. Very gangsta hardcore shit. Usually very emotional also.
True. I mean, like, original Polish hip hop was pretty shit,
but
though.
Polish hip hop is also, I don't want to break nobody's ego,
listen,
but it's also inspired by disco polo. If you listen to some Polish rappers, bro, trust me, it's weird. I tried it.
Dude, listen. Only fucking yesterday, a friend who's a rapper as well, played the tune. I'm not going to name people, obviously.
Don't, never.
Played the tune, and apparently it's what the kids are going crazy for right now. And I was like, this is fucking disco polo.
Oh, see, you just mentioned something very valuable. The kids, when the phones and the internet became more interesting for children, they had more buying power. So of course the hip hop culture would start to go towards who's going to give me more numbers. And that was the children. They had more time. The people who really enjoyed hip hop, we have kids and stuff. We have lives, bro. We don't really have time all the time. But the time we put in is investing in the rapper we love, going to their concert when we can. And
True, but
the kids are always in there. And
it's a very interesting observation, because this is exactly what's happening. And I was actually talking with a friend yesterday about it, because it's like, you want to make money out of it, obviously.
Of course.
Like, you want to be paid for what you do, essentially, like if especially if you're good at it. But for some older rappers, it's not the case, because they are being followed by the older community. And it's very hard.
But they don't adapt. That's what I want to say also.
Well, that guy actually tries really to be very, very open and try to kind of, create new stuff all the time, which I really respect, and it's fucking great. But it's the image. It's a lot of things. It's things you can't jump over. You just can't, like, you physically can't do it.
Yep.
And it's not a matter of not wanting, not willing. It's like, you're just fucking older, and there's no way of denying it, So I just wonder if, and he was saying that, at the end of the day, like, you like the money you get now from Spotify, from YouTube, like, you don't really sell albums.
Nah.
You like, I mean, you can make some money playing concerts and shit.
Yeah. Festivals, merch, like, there's so many other ways.
Yes, but like, I mean, there's only few in Poland that make proper money out of it.
Well, now you have brand deals. That's what I mean. Like, there was a while that I pay attention, not only to the culture, bro, but I paid attention when I came to Poland. This is the first country I've ever visited and experienced a group of people who spoke the same language, who represent the same country, and had the same color skin. Like, if we want to keep breaking it down, this is the first homogeneous country I've ever experienced. And that didn't make me feel like an outsider. It made me feel like an observer. let me pay attention to what is around me, but also value it and understand, okay, you're going to be communicating with a group of people at this level. Okay, so I thought first it was hip hop, assuming that. But then you start to realize there's tiny other things that naturally connect you. And when did Vogue Polska come to Warsaw? When did it happen? Only a few years ago, right?
Only like, I think we're right before pandemic.
You see what I mean? Like, this is another example. The level of entertainment business in this country was minimized to TV, festivals, and certain concepts that I was able to understand and see. But when it came to entertainment business that's on an international level, Bad Bunny is from where? Latin American artists. They speak Spanish primarily, right? Mm-hmm. But even if that language isn't English, what I've noticed is the entertainment business that they're able to connect to gives them value outside of that safe space or that.
Very much so.
But in Poland, it's not only the language, it was the understanding of how to do business internationally. Or even maybe some people didn't speak that much English yet. I don't know. Let's just say. I was able to experience Warsaw that started to grow to look at the hotel we're in, bro. This wasn't here when I first came to Poland.
Of course it wasn't, no.
The city is moving, or the country itself is moving at a speed and a rate that a lot of other cities weren't. They already had their foundation.
But it's only because we were so far behind as well.
Thank you. So that's what I mean. And when I learned about communism, it was because I was here. I didn't know what that meant. I heard about it. I didn't understand it.
Yeah, it's very hard to understand it.
Exactly.
Like I didn't really experience it, but like I know it only because I can see repercussions of it. Like I see what happened after, you know.
And if we're continuing about how the difference is, remember, Poland went through war not the way Americans did. So again, generationally, when I came here, I was experiencing certain parts of the culture that I have never experienced even in my own country. But when it comes to expressing yourself artistically, let's just say this, let's go back to the entertainment part. It is really about how many avenues you can place this and connect with people. And that's when it that's when it really, I think, began to raise and connect. That was the first Moldaviki pop killer that started to get millions of views like this, or had that kind of presentation. Mm-hmm. After you look at the older ones, that was the beginning, mm-hmm. which is really dope. I mean, I think I would be able to fit in with some of those homies back in the days, but I was introduced to the new one, the transition of the entertainment business. Yeah.
So again, going back to what I was asking originally, like how the fuck you're not the major, you know, artist that's popular in Poland right now? Because like, you tick
you don't know where to put me.
Like
where do you put me?
You tick all the fucking boxes. Well, from my point of view, anyway.
Okay, yes, but again, your point of view is still on an international level.
Well,
that's a compliment and a curse. No, but honestly, bro, when I first came, it was like a peak. I was around everything. I was here. What slowly separated me, though, was just the way I think, the way I experience everything. It wasn't the same as what everyone else does. I was taking risks. I was making new ideas. I was doing things that had never been done. And I'm not saying that to brag, but I'm saying that I've seen people who were here before me doing what I did, but didn't have the opportunities that I did. The community doesn't work together as much as you think it does. And I don't mean that as Polish people, I mean as international people. Because again, people are separating themselves from each other instead of finding a way to that.
But listen, I mean, at the same time, another rapper I know, Polish rapper, he just released a tune with The Game.
But he has views, he has followers, he has all these things. I am an anomaly. I came to a country where the second language is English, not the first. My followers, my views, my resume online, bro, right now, if you look up my name, you'll see a lot of stuff, bro. I have a lot of things online, not just from,
what do you mean like
cryptocurrency?
Porn,
no, not yet.
Shit.
If it gets really bad, bro, don't research it. I have a porn name ready and everything.
You do?
Yeah, bro. Just in case we need an OnlyFans. So check.
I have a porn name.
Really?
Yeah. It will be Robert Balls, and there's actually a funny story about it. But you get it, right? Because you're American. You get rubber balls. You get it?
No, but it's hilarious.
Because what do you call when you want to shorten Robert?
Yeah, it's Bob.
No.
What?
Dick.
It is. No, Robert.
Yeah,
it's Robert's Dick.
Yeah.
No, Richard is Dick. When you
sorry, Richard. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah,
Richard Balls.
That's what I meant. Richard Balls. Richard Balls.
Still
that would be my porn name, right?
It's still funny.
Dick Balls, essentially.
I got you. That makes sense.
And I remember being in like some outlet or some other shit, like some store in America. And I always used it on airports for Wi-Fi and shit like that, because you have to give them your email.
Yeah.
So I just used richard@balls.com. Right? And I remember being at a store, and you get a fucking additional discount if you apply for this whatever loyalty card. And I remember I did it. I got the 20% off or whatever additionally. And I was at the till with the teller, and she went, "Okay, so what's your so do you have the card?" I was like, yeah, there it is.
And she saw the name?
No.
Oh.
She actually asked me.
Oh.
She went, "Okay, so what's your email?" And I was like,
but she wouldn't get it. She probably wouldn't get it.
It's Richard. Yeah, okay. And I was like, oh, shit, that's like the most embarrassing thing ever. Balls.com. But even balls.com, dude.
It could be a last name. It could be a last name. You never know.
Well, you never know. But anyway, yeah, porn, OnlyFans, all that kind of shit. Look up Blu Mantic, the Blu Mantic.
Don't do it.
But yeah, you were saying
I have a lot of stuff online.
Cryptocurrency.
From cryptocurrency, bro, to commercials, so like you said, I tick all the boxes. But what's interesting, again, I obviously don't have enough credibility or value that makes people here see it. You can't. Okay, I have a quote that helped me a lot after the pandemic when I lost everything and I was homeless again.
Homeless?
Yeah, hell yeah. I had nowhere to stay. I lost everything. But it was also me learning. It was a lesson I learned. I fell apart. The lady I was with when I first got here, we separated. So of course I had to go through the down times because I was already in the up times. So this life, it's a cycle. And I realized, bro, wait, what was I saying? I was talking about
a lot of ticking a lot of boxes that if you look up your name online, there's a lot of things.
Yeah. So I had to separate myself from understanding, I do my own management sometimes. I created my own logo. Like I did a lot of the business part that most artists don't even touch or have to deal with. I mean, booking most of my own gigs when I first got here before I met some people to represent me. Communicating with brands, I had to be in the right place at the right time. Most of the things that happened to me was because of how I present myself in the right places at the right time. I have integrity. I'm not only professional, but I'm honest. I'm being me. I'm not going to create any situation that will devalue what our project is or who I am. So when you learn that after the pandemic, bro, you have to take a step back and see, okay, what can I do? And then I started to do more events. So again, you take away the social media and music events. I hosted events like Poetry and Wine. I never seen anyone doing poetry here. I got a group of people internationally. I mean, it was like 6 languages. People get on stage and they share their poems. Of course, I'm also a poet. I have a whole poetry book already finished.
Well, I mean, like I would expect that.
Yeah. So then another event I did was called Showtime. I gave the opportunity to all international artists, not amateurs, young people, DJs, rappers, singers, musicians, to get on stage as an open mic and have the opportunity to present themselves in front of other people. So it's like, you don't have the opportunity when you're artist. You have to find gigs. There's a lot of things that I noticed.
True, but at the same time, right? I'm very careful with those kind of things because I want to be very careful with the words that I'm going to use because I don't want to really, I don't want to say anything bad.
I understand.
But it might sound like it is. It's just those kind of things, a lot of times, it's like people brew in their own fucking sauce. It's like, okay, they don't have opportunity and they present themselves, but they present it to the same kind of people.
Exactly.
Which, I mean, what benefit eventually is it?
For those kind of opportunities?
Yeah, I mean, like, listen, I'm a poet.
Yeah, I'm listening.
And then there's an open mic. So there's a lot of poets like me that didn't take off yet, right? I'm going to present it to them. What's the benefit? I mean, obviously,
where else do you express it?
I don't know. Like, I mean, the way I would look at it.
Where
like,
else do you meet these other people who have the same
What I'm saying
ideas?
is, if I'm taking pictures,
yes,
I don't want my pictures to be seen by photographers only.
Okay, I understand that.
Because the real opportunity comes from everything else outside.
But that's the thing. Those events culturally were international. Not everyone there was rapping in poems. I mean, saying poems. Not everyone there is performing on stage. There's supporters and other individuals that allowed this kind of community to actually grow and manifest. You have to remember, bro, I'm speaking primarily English. Just because I have Polish people on my team or I can communicate in Polish through written, the most targeted individuals that I was able to really continue to grow as a fan base here are international people.
Right,
and that's not a huge audience.
Yeah, no.
But it's an audience I prefer. Because
not in Poland at all, no.
When I go to nightlife again, back to what we're talking about, entertainment, bro, Polish nightlife it's not nightlife. It's not nightlife, bro. It's routine.
What do you mean?
It's not, if you go to the clubs, the expression of music, okay, you're going for specific music, whatever club it is, but the experience from the beginning to the bar to the end of the night is not the way you experience nightlife in other major cities.
True.
Especially if you're an international person. The quality is not at a point where international people feel a part of it. It's still very Polish. And what I mean by that is there isn't much people who can spend a lot of money, right?
That's the first thing. But second thing is we just go out and get hammered.
Boom. Thank you. Once that is a part of the culture and once that is a part of the nightlife, then you lose the value of how you're able to experience it. Not only that, bro, what's happening is this is the time where people are having more money to express and feel. Those people want to feel like celebrities, bro. They want to feel awesome. They want to feel great. And they dress it. They go to the places that look great. But the music is not the quality that is deserved for people who want to spend money. The way people act, the experience is not. You get where I'm going? So
I totally understand because there's actually I worked with this club and they opened their. It's a club from Gdańsk and.
I'm there. I'm in Gdańsk for New Year's Eve.
Are you?
Yeah.
Well, that's where I'm based. Like.
A word? That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
I live there. We have to get together. What are you doing there?
MCing the Sylvester at Sassi.
Well, that's the club I'm talking about.
Cool.
It's a good place.
Yeah.
I mean, the people who lead it or whatever you like, who manage it. Sorry. They're really cool people and they have a mission as well. Obviously, they have to make money, but they'll also have a mission to create something more. And something more eclectic, I mean, it was great because I did with them one party. I did with them Valentine's party.
That's cool.
So I did the photographs for the promotional shit. And then I came up with like the whole concept with like I was like, let's not do fucking love shit. Let's just do like census. And so it was called Love. Fuck, I can't remember.
No, I understand though, because you're creating something that is an experience, bro. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that was
not every location does that. And again, being not only a consumer of the nightlife, but also working in the nightlife, you get to see the background. You get to see the parts in the back. Not everyone is messed up or not good at what they do. That's not, I don't want anyone to think that I'm dissing all of the nightlife expression.
Yeah, no, of course. But what I'm saying about that club is that's where I was trying to confirm what's happening, what you just said. That essentially they are higher level kind of thing.
Yes.
Right? But unfortunately what it means in Poland a lot of times is it's like obnoxious fucking cunts with
you get
money.
Those kind of people.
And the problem with that I have, and it's something that's incredibly hard to do, what they're trying to do is
the word is pretentious in English. To do something that you think you're good.
Yeah, okay. I know, but like cunt, I prefer.
I got you.
What I'm saying is, they try to mix the artistic people in that place.
Yeah,
right?
it doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
I'm glad you said that. That's exactly a key element I learned as well. The culture of artists, photographers, dancers, rappers, singers, musicians, models. We can go all the way in the entertainment industry. Managers, all these things. That is not here yet. That's not really happening like that.
Well, there's no intertwining of money basically in that. You know, like, I mean, whenever I talk to those guys who own the place, I always prefer Club 54.
Studio 54.
Studio 54.
Yeah, everyone loves that place.
You know?
Even the memory and the understanding of it.
Well, but yeah, well, like, it's one of those things that's iconic today, you know? But, like, it doesn't exist anymore anywhere. But at the same time, you have places like Crazy Horse. You know Crazy Horse?
I don't think so.
It's in French cabaret kind of thing. But cabaret, by cabaret, I mean, like, sort of a modern burlesque. So you have, like, a set of beautiful girls who are highly trained dancers.
You said highly trained.
But like fucking extremely. I mean, it's like, you look it up.
I know.
It's amazing. And you know how I know it, by the way?
Tell me.
There's there used to be a Polish ambassador in Dublin, in Ireland, and his wife used to dance at Crazy Horse.
That's cool.
Crazy, no?
Yeah, that's cool.
But anyway, yeah, so you have like things like that, and that happen, but like they're...
Where do people get that training though?
I don't fucking know. Like,
so
ballet.
that's what...
Actually, I have a podcast that I already recorded with beautiful and very talented as well, which not always is the case, a burlesque dancer, Lila. Jesus, I'm like fucking
She's
terrible.
Polish?
She's Polish, yeah.
Okay, then I probably know her, but I don't remember her name. Dark hair?
No, blonde.
Oh, never mind.
Blonde, but she's actually a ballet dancer.
Okay.
She's a ballet dancer and she moved into burlesque, which is fucking...
It's dope,
brilliant.
Especially if you're a dancer. But you're saying, again, highly trained, people who do this for real. I've listened to people on stage with a microphone who sings covers, and some people shouldn't have a microphone. I've listened to DJs who play as a hobby because they have another job and their friend has a location and they have a DJ name.
I mean, but listen, I mean...
But not everyone should be DJs.
It's a disco polo culture, right?
No, they're playing pop music or something. But again, these levels of quality and these positions like manager, bartender, all these things, not everyone has the natural opportunity to get better at it or learn how to be good at it. It's not at the level.
Opportunity, but also like, you know, like if you never left Poland, you don't even know.
How do you tell a person what a good hamburger tastes like if they always eat McDonald's?
True.
Bees don't waste time explaining to flies that honey is better than shit.
That's brilliant. That's actually really good. Did you come up with it, or is that...
Nope. That quote saved my life after the pandemic.
Why?
Because again, you were asking why I'm not a star. Why is all of these things not matching? I'm witnessing the transition of a city, but also my own transition to be international. It's not only Poland for me. Poland is a step, just as New York was, just as Texas was. But all of the things that I learned while being here is so much more valuable to me now because I'm able to connect Warsaw when I leave.
Yeah,
when
but
I go,
at the same time,
travel.
like, is it bad to leverage the fact that you're an exotic element?
No, it's not bad. Of course it's not.
Like,
of course I leverage it when I can, but I don't use it as a crutch.
Of course. Okay.
That's the thing. I have too many other skills, bro. And the other thing is I don't always want to be in the front. I like directing. I like writing scripts. I like being behind the scenes. I like creative directing. I like being involved with something that allows me to express or create.
But you know, I feel it comes organically because it's happening right now to me, actually, in a very strange way. I don't know where it's going to go, but like I'm a photographer and it's easiest to explain myself that way. Like, I mean, to describe myself. So when someone's like, oh, what do you do? I'm a photographer. I do this. But really, I do shitloads of stuff. I just don't want to
go into detail.
Exactly. Make it too fucking complicated for people. And
this is why I tell people I'm from New York in the cab, in the Uber. Where are you from? New York. Oh, good, very good. And that's all I have to say. If I say Texas, it's like, oh, you know, maybe they don't
the
know.
rednecks, the black redneck.
What y'all doing right here? The thing is, it's easier to just say, you know what? Blue is from New York. I'm gonna leave my original past where it's not understood. Simple. What do you do, bro? I'm a rapper. That's it. I'm a musician. That's it. I do jazz. That's it. I keep it really simple.
Exactly. But like, I mean, I'm not even talking about small town, but just in general. But
in general, yeah.
Interesting thing happening right now. I start doing other things like Bermate, like, and thank you.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you. Well, it's not only me, but it's my partner as well.
You're part of it, bro.
Of course. What's happening right now? People start seeing that I created Bermate, and that involves not only pictures of it, but also making the name and fucking creating the brand and communicating it, doing Instagram and all that kind of shit. And even though I still keep calling myself a photographer, people start coming to me for different things as well. And same with the covers. Like, I know design. Well, I'm not a designer.
I understand.
I would never call myself. I know it.
You know branding. You know marketing.
Exactly. But I don't want to. What's the word? Spread myself thin.
Yes, very true. Right? Yes, of course.
So I'm always very careful not to kind of go that route and say, "Oh, listen, I do this and that," and then you all of a sudden look like a fucking donkey. Yeah.
Like you don't know what you're doing. That's true.
Yeah. So I mean, it's much more easier to tell people that you do one thing and I'm good at it, essentially, right?
Yeah.
So
this connected you to different avenues, different ways of thinking, and allowed you to be an entrepreneur, bro.
Yeah, that's
if you really break down all the stuff that we do, all the stuff we're good at, and put it into one box, since we talked about the boxes in the beginning, let's use that box. Entrepreneur. And entrepreneurship is not really celebrated here. I noticed that.
Well, there's no word for it.
There's no word for it in Polish?
Not really. I mean, like, and I don't mean it as in there's no translation for it. Of course there is, because it's przedsiębiorca. Przedsiębiorca. It's that's a tough one. Yeah, but like it doesn't mean the same thing in Poland.
See, it also, again, we're going back to culture.
Culturally, exactly.
There you go.
It doesn't mean the same thing. When you say przedsiębiorca, when you say you are przedsiębiorczy, so
you're entrepreneuring.
Yes, essentially, that's what it kind of means. Yeah. That's when it's much more celebrated, or like something that kind of to be like, oh yeah, that's great. But then it probably means that you
can't find your place.
You can shuffle things around and just like, you know, it's not necessarily. Yeah, I mean,
how many people you know from school or growing up around you have created their own brand or started their business or do what they love for money, who doesn't have a regular job? The box of people who wake up at 9 to 5 and
I understand. I don't think frankly, I don't think I know any.
Exactly. I know several, but again, in America, we have the culture of entrepreneurship at levels, right? It's at levels. It depends on what avenue you take. But
also it's what you want.
Yeah, that's true. It's also what you want. People are comfortable sometimes, bro, and I respect that. I really do.
Yeah, and like, I mean, it takes balls to say, this is the limit of what I'm willing to give.
Yeah.
And I have a really good, a friend he's an interesting case. He's a friend I grew up with. I went to school, like primary school with him, and we're still in touch. We're like, our lives are completely different. I think I mentioned him in this podcast a couple of times because he's a very inspiring in many ways, but at the same time, yeah, I mean, anyway. But anyway, he decided he doesn't want regular life. And I can tell it's a very clear decision. And he knows what he's sacrificing. He's like, oh, fuck this. I don't want family. I don't want kids. I want to enjoy myself. It's like, I know I'm comfortable with, I don't need like shitloads of money. I need money for fucking weed and for beer. And that's it.
Yeah.
And it's very conscious. Like, obviously he questions it every now and then. and then just, makes himself feel terrible about it. But it takes balls to do it.
It does.
Right?
It does.
To say, this is what I want. This is how I'm deciding to live, and I'm willing to take all the consequences of that decision. That's like fucking big time.
Yeah.
The only thing that most people don't celebrate his decision or like appreciate his decision so much is because his decision is like smoking weed, doing fucking, like it's not glamorous.
Yeah.
If you get me, or dealing weed or whatever the fuck.
But most people don't live for themselves, bro. Most people live for somebody else. They live for what their mothers and fathers want. They live for what their parents and family want, or they live with what they think other people want them to do. It's very deep within the culture of most people who have a religious background that fear of being yourself is actually really difficult to overcome.
Well, religion is based on fear.
Of course, that's why.
Yeah, I mean,
y'all can keep that. But the openness of understanding spirituality and the soul and these things, that's different. That's a lifestyle. You get to learn from every religion some way. Okay, I get what they're doing and I get who they are and I get why it makes sense to me. But anyways, genuinely, bro, it's not easy to be yourself. So his decision won't be celebrated because he's being himself. Even if it's not glamorous, they just don't like it because he's being him. It's his choice. He's not living because somebody else told him he should do that. He's doing it because he wants to. Is he hurting anyone? Most likely not.
No, not at all.
That's even more beautiful. He's not trying to convert other people to live like him either, is he?
No.
That's even more beautiful.
Whatsoever.
He's not on a podcast or a video on YouTube or TikTok trying to tell people, hey, this is who I am. You should be like me.
No.
He's being
He
himself.
just does it. Yeah. True. And it's crazy because I mean, I don't know. Anyway, I really, really appreciate him for that. Like I think it's amazing. And every time he questions it, I always kind of try to tell him it's bullshit. Like, I mean, listen.
Society makes us question a lot of things about ourselves. It hurts. I mean, I haven't seen my son in it's been 5-6 years, bro. Almost 5 years.
But why?
I haven't been able to travel back.
Why?
Well, there's some things I'm working on that have disconnected me from the States, bro. Like there's some fees I have to pay. There's some things here I have to take care of. Like it's not easy to travel back and forth to America.
Yeah, I know.
Financially. I'm not a person who has a regular job, bro. I'm a freelancer. I'm an entrepreneur. I find situations and scenarios and opportunities that help me grow and develop. But most times, again, they come, but then they go. There might be 3 months where I'm making good money and then 2 months where it's like, okay, I have to figure things out.
Story of my life.
There you go. That's entrepreneurship. We know to have something and to have nothing, but we're always in between to get it.
Well, that's another grown-up thing to do, is to make sure that you don't live like a king and then you live like fucking what's the opposite?
Peasant.
Peasant, exactly. That's like to balance it out, and it's something I'm not very good at all.
I'm terrible in the beginning of my life with money because when you grow up without it, you have an emotional connection to it to think that it can fix your feelings and you spend emotionally. As a young man, I grow up, and the more I learned about the world and myself, you learn that money's a tool. And when you learn how to use money as a tool, not as a situation, you use it differently. Just as you learn, I love when people start communicating to me, hey, bro, I'm gonna stop smoking for a while. Hey, bro, I'm gonna stop doing something for a while. The fasting, not only religious, but in life, when you take away those things, you're able to bring in other parts of yourself, bro. And those kind of disciplines are very valuable, my nigga. Like, come on, bro, think about that.
Yeah, no, like I agree.
You stop
100%.
smoking for what? To get better? Okay, bro, that's dope. When you start focusing on what you eat, like, man, I'm telling you, the fasting I've been doing recently, staying away from doing too much, it brings value. I have a clarity in my mind. If you're always continuously doing it, you kind of stay in the same place.
True.
Radical change. Change is constant. It's the only thing that always happens. But if you don't change yourself, what do you expect in your life to change?
Of course.
If you're overweight, bro, let's go to the gym. Like, come on, fam, let's go get healthy. Like, these are tiny details that people are not celebrating. I mean, that should be celebrating, because that is what develops.
But it's the speed of things, right?
Okay, I understand that. Speed is true.
I mean, everything's just fucking, like, as you said originally, I think at the beginning, The moment you remove yourself from that fucking train and put yourself as the observer of the train, you go like, shit, that's going really fucking fast.
Yeah, I got you.
You know? So that's the thing. I think that's a nice loop back to what we started talking about. I mean, listen, dude, I really appreciate you taking time.
Thank you, bro. This is the first podcast in English?
No.
It's not? Okay, it's cool.
No. I've done one with Tony Kelly, who's the photographer I work with.
Nice.
Because he's Irish. I did one with Florian, who's Dutch.
Nice.
Yeah, so
I'm glad to be here.
One. But yeah, thank you so much.
Thanks,
it's an absolute pleasure. Thanks, bud.
For sure.
You're tuned in to
Pestka Shoots.